everybody. Welcome to our fun event we have going on here today. We are here with our friend Kevin from Ken's Sewing Center.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, Kevin.
Hey, how's it going this morning?
Good. So it's me, Catherine, and we've got Mark Martin here as well. We are so excited. This is our first time we're going to be talking with our friends live about this product, and we are so excited about it.
Super excited.
Yeah.
And Kevin, we're going to have a lot of people coming in. We got, from Michigan. Hi, everyone. Yeah,
Hey.
Let us know where you're calling from because we have a very good show we're going to talk about. And we've done several of these over the last year or two with Ken's about different type of products. And so I would just say if you've been interested in any product, visit Ken's on YouTube or probably Facebook as well, because you've done a lot of videos like we'll do today with many of our products across the board, but today is a special one.
It is something new that we've been working on for a while. We announced it about a month ago, and Kevin saw the vision right away.
Yes,
he was really excited about it. He there at Ken's, what do you mostly sell? I mean, you started selling sewing machines, right?
Oh yeah, we're a multi-line sewing machine dealer. I am an authorized dealer for every major domestic brand of machine that's on the market. And when I guess maybe it was 6-8, maybe a year ago, this was first discussed, and we sell a lot of automation already for the long arm machines. So when they started talking about this, the wheels started turning in my head. And as time has went on, once we got the first one, I would say we've probably tested 50 machines, different brands, different models, from small machines to, all the way up to the little Rebel. And this product is awesome. It is so easy to operate, get set up. You would think it'd be very complicated to assemble. We did a product video showing you how to assemble it step by step. And it really is so easy. And I've got so many people here that can help you get it connected. No matter what brand machine that you have, you can even use your foot control to power it if you don't have to have all the, these fancy contraptions to add on. However, we do have packages going where you can add everything that is available for this. So I'm excited for you guys to show them what all this can do.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
One thing I loved what you said there, you tested so many machines. I think you said 50 or 50 plus. The reason why you did that is because we know what we're going to talk about fits all those domestic machines. And you even did one on a small throat machine. Talk a little bit about the small throat machine that you did this.
Yes, I do have a video on our website on the product page. I have salespeople standing by to talk with you. So feel free to call. They can direct you to our website and show you this video. But I have a lot of companies that makes machines just for my dealership, and Janome makes a machine called a heavy duty 5050. It's a computerized machine with a start stop button, but it has a 6-inch throat space. So we put that machine on there, and I have it on video, and it operates flawlessly. I mean, it was just plug and play, hit the start stop button, walk off and leave it. I don't have to sit there with it, and it goes down the entire length of the Cutie Breeze frame. And that's another thing, having that Cutie Breeze frame, that is the most popular frame of any frame that we sell of any brand. So yes, at least 50 machines with different brands, just a variety. But like I said, we're a dealer for every major brand. So if you got a machine at home, odds are this is going to work with it. You can call us and we can definitely tell you if it will, if it will not. If you don't have a machine, we do have packages available. We can add a machine to the type of sewing you do. You may want to do other things besides just free motion quilt. We can help you find the right machine to meet all of your needs, and then plus add it on to a frame.
Absolutely. And that is why I am so excited about this product, just because it's so versatile. You get so many people calling saying, will it fit this machine? Will it fit this machine? Will it fit this machine? And the answer is yes. Yes, it will fit. Yes, it will work. Yes, you can automate.
Yes. I'm really excited because Kevin and Kathy, automation for all domestic machines. Over the years, we've done automation for long arms, right? You've been doing QCT for our 16, 19, 21. And there's a lot of customers out there who want automated machines, but you have to, they think about long arm. So now here's a product that you can put on a domestic machine that you already own with the Cutie Breeze, you buy it in this package. So what I'm more excited about is there's an automated system, so you can turn your own domestic machine into a long arm experience. And so as you look at quilts that are done automated on a long arm, you can now look at your 9-inch machine, 10-inch machine, 8-inch machine, 6.5-inch, whatever machine you have, you can look at it and say, this machine right here, I can do what I see over there with a long arm and treat it like a long arm experience. And so I'm really excited. The last month or so, the success you've had with the automation over at Ken's Sewing Center has been phenomenal. You've been taking this QMX FD for all domestics, and you've been getting it out to the market, and you have a lot of customers who's buying it through you. There's a lot of, I love Ken's, Linda says I love Ken's. She purchased a machine from them. So a lot of people love buying through Ken's, but here's an automated system, Kathy, that you can turn your domestic into a long arm experience automated system, and that's incredible.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it is really nice that it can work with so many machines, and it's amazing how you think about how does that happen. There's so many different machines with different cords, different plugins. We've solved all of those issues with this product.
And it's really easy.
It's really easy, and we're going to show you exactly how to today. So we have our setup here with a domestic machine with our Cutie Breeze frame. Now, the one thing to keep in mind, this will only work with the Cutie Breeze frame. It's made specifically to work for the size of that particular frame. But if you have a different frame and you're like, oh no, give Kevin a call. He can get you in the Cutie Breeze frame. He has lots and lots of them in his warehouse ready to ship to you with this automation.
Yep, absolutely.
And we have packages that will bundle it at a lower price with the automation and the frame.
Yep, 100%. Now, you said it earlier that Ken saw the vision of this right away.
Yes.
Maybe Kevin, share a little bit about the QMX FD and what has it done to your customers and what you've been hearing, your sales team on the phone. You even take calls on the phone. But maybe share a little bit about what this software has done to the industry of the domestic world.
Yeah, as the owner at Ken's, this is my 25th year being here. And I started our website back in 2000. That's how I come in the family business. Now I have 4th generation just has started here. So she's not here today, but maybe the next video you can get to meet her. Her name's Keaton. Very proud. But here at Ken's, I sit in customer service with all of my sales staff. That way I field calls all the time. So I talk to customers about products. I listen to things that they want and hear, anything that you can imagine about what goes into a product, what they would like to see on the marketplace. So, for several years, I've had customers ask me about automation for their machine because they didn't want to buy a domestic, they didn't want to buy a full, setup, full long arm. They just didn't see the need of it. What this has really filled a niche is that no matter what machine you have, and I can't think of any machine that's computerized or even some of the semi-commercial mechanical machines. We haven't had one yet. We couldn't get it to work with it. I was very surprised the ease of use, the plug and play, just how easy it was to assemble it. That right there, knowing when you get this, it's not going to take you 10 hours to put it together. And we're going to be here to help you because I've got several people at my store that has put these together, installed them in customers' homes, can help you over the phone. I've seen them FaceTiming with customers on our sales floor. It's so easy to operate. But what it's done now, we're seeing more and more customers get excited about quilting and wanting to add one. I've even had customers tell me that they never saw the need, never would want an automation. They've called me back and ordered it. So it's just really now, no matter what machine you have, you're going to be able to set this up on the Cutie Breeze frame, hit a button, walk off, and it's going to do it for you. It's kind of like the domestic folks can really relate to this. If you have an embroidery machine with the Cutie Breeze frame, this is like a huge embroidery hoop. We're hooping that quilt up. You can do a king size quilt on a Cutie Breeze with no problem whatsoever. It makes it real easy with the little light blue clamps they have there. Take it off, move your quilt down, clamp it back down, continue right on with your quilting. the automation part of it, how you're able to get in. They'll show you in just a minute just how easy it is. So I was really shocked, first of all, by that, but second, the price. I thought it was going to be as much as the long arms. And if you've looked at prices of how much automation can be, I mean, some of them is $4,000 and $5,000. There's nowhere near that. And it's very good quality. We've sold several hundred of these already. So I would be hearing if there were issues. And these are things that we talk with, Mark and Catherine all the time. If we have customers have repetitive problems and things of that nature. So far, we haven't had that. And that's great to know and to be able to tell the public that you're going to get some of the odds of you having a problem are very slim. But if you do, we're just a phone call away. Give us a shout.
100%.
Yes.
I want
saw
to,
Brenda.
yeah. I was going to say, Brenda, Brenda mentioned, I want automation one day.
Today's the day.
Today's the day. But that one day comment is what we hear a lot, especially when you have to, with automation with long arms, because it is, you're looking at possibly, 10,000, 15,000, or even just 5,000 to 7,000 just to get the automation for a long arm. And so the one day comment is pretty popular because that's what you think. One day I'll get it. Well, like you said, Brenda, today is the day because the automation for the domestic is not that price at all. And it's for your domestic machine. Or you can get a new one if you want to get a new domestic, because domestics, everybody wants to buy more domestics.
It's true. I have yet to meet a sewer quilter that doesn't have at least 2 machines. And they like to tell me how many they have. I've been up to 15, not myself, but someone's told me they had 15 machines before.
Yep. So you have options to choose from.
Yes. So let's talk about this automation. And like Kevin said, how easy it is to set up and how easy it is to use. That is the part that I am amazed by, is how easy it is to use. So.
It is, especially because it's for the audience that has a domestic machine. And for that audience, we want it simple. We want it easy. We don't want a challenge when you get automation. And so the automation for the domestic line keeps everything simple, just like what these customers want. They want everything simple, and so do we. And so does Kevin with Ken's over there. He wants everything simple because he wants to sell product that out of the box. And he did a great video, by the way, of the installation. So go check out that video of the installation. They did one on installation and they also did one on the product itself. So go check those out. But when you watch the installation of the QMX FD, you're going to be really surprised on how simple it is. Like really surprised how simple it is.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. I'd like to say, this automation also comes with the tablet to run it.
Yes.
So that is a big savings in the cost of it. It comes with it. You don't have to worry about going out and buying one. So here is our tablet. So this is our home screen that you will see when you first get into Quilt Motion. Have all of our different settings here. It'll take you directly to your design library, which we'll talk about a little bit here, and directly to the Grace website if you're connected to the Wi-Fi.
Yep, 100%. Make everything about it is really simple. The screen, I love the screen. I love it's 7-inch screen, very clear, very simple, and it does come with the automation.
Yes.
And as we look at the screen, Kathy, we have several options, and the first one is the quilt. But before we get to the screen, maybe let's talk from the bottom up.
Okay.
On how we get to this point. And I know we don't have a good angle on again, watch that video from Ken's, how they installed it. But quickly from the bottom up, what needs to go on with installation with the product?
So there's not very much. You will get in your box, which is a very small box with a cute handle on it. You will receive the belts. Now the belts are what's going to move your carriage. Your machine sits on your carriage, and then the belts is going to move the carriage. So you'll get some belts. You also get the motor box. Now this is going to attach to the back of your carriage, and that's what's powering the movement of those belts. And then you'll also get the screen that you will control the automation from. Here's the screen right there.
Yep. Yep, very simple. I mean, just what you said.
That's it.
That's it. So there's not a lot that goes on there. Again, that video that that Ken's did is a really good video showing the installation of the product. As we mentioned, we want to get into it. So let's go ahead and
Yeah.
just start on how simple it is to, let's talk about all the ins and outs.
Okay.
Why automation for domestic machine as well? I know that's a question a lot of people ask, like, there's finding automation for domestic. And we did it because there's a lot of
Yeah.
opportunity for customers who want to have that experience. And if you've been thinking about or wanting to get one, like Brenda, stay with us as we talk about this product and as you listen to what Kevin has in store for you after this is over with. But yeah, phenomenal way to get patterns from the screen to the fabric in a couple simple steps.
So let's just talk about what comes with it pattern wise. So when you first open your Quilt Motion, you will get in it 10 block patterns, and those are patterns that you can fit within a block area, and we can show you on when we do a little tutorial about picking your points of your block. You'll also receive 10 edge-to-edge designs, and those are going to be your pantographs that go across. And then you will receive 10 tokens to the design store. Now, this is the exciting thing, because within that design store, we have so many patterns. I'm thinking over 1,000 at least patterns that you can use those design tokens to choose patterns that you're interested in. That way, you have choices and you're not stuck with what just comes with the program.
That's right. So you get 30 patterns from the very beginning, 10 block, 10 panel, and then 10 of your own choosing. And then from there, you could also bring them in and any kind of file type, pretty much the same file types that we had with our automation. We brought it over to this little guy. So you could bring them over and transfer them over to the file type. So you could increase your patterns by doing that. And then we'll go over some of those processes as well, because it's pretty easy to get more patterns into your library.
Absolutely. So from here, do we want to talk about the library first, or should we see it in action?
Let's go to the library.
Okay, so we're going to click right here on library. Now this is going to show all of the patterns that come with it, as well as any that we have downloaded. So we've been playing with ours for a while. We've downloaded quite a few different patterns, but you can see all of the different options that you have here. You can sort this by type. So you can choose if you want a block, if you want a continuous line, an edge-to-edge design, and it will sort it within those specifications. And as you can see, there are just so many different types of patterns in there.
I love the categories because you can just keep everything, if you get blocks or edge to edge, and you could even make it so they're not all together. So keeping it separated, it makes it easy too. So simple things like that helps the process go a long way.
Absolutely. And we have a page that you can sort by designers here. So if you're looking for something that you've seen in the past and you know that Carla's made it or Grace has made it, you can sort it that way as well. Or if you've imported patterns, which we'll talk about as well, you can sort it that way as well.
Absolutely. Let's talk about on the patterns, how simple it is to get patterns into the tablet.
Okay, so if you're wanting to add another pattern and you have tokens, you are just going to go to the store. And it'll pop you right into the design store. This is what this looks like here. And you'll see that you can either, use a token, 1 credit or 1 token, or $10 if you're out of tokens.
And when you buy it, it simply goes into your library, and then you can categorize it. So when it goes in the library, you can take it and category it where you want it to be. But it's simple. There on the blue, it says Shop Now. That's where you can hit the Shop Now button to get what you want on any of these patterns. And that's how you would do it as well when you want to import or download the patterns. When you go to the pattern library and you see something, you head and shop and you get the pattern you want. And like Kathy said, it comes with probably over 1,000 plus on those patterns that you can choose from and grow your library which makes your process and your quilting that much easier with better experience.
Absolutely. And I do love that we didn't skimp out on the patterns.
Yeah.
I mean, we wanted you guys to have so many different choices and variety. And I mean, this library is so massive. And then, you know, like we said, you can also import files into the library from maybe designers that you have liked online.
Yes.
So it gives you that option as well.
Absolutely. You know, as we talk about the patterns and we keep talking about some simplicity of this process, Kathy, it keeps bringing back to my mind, why do we want something that's so simple and so easy, which is a simple question to have, but like, why do we want to do this? Well, it's because we have a audience out there that is just so demanding of something like this. You know,
Yes.
we have so much product in the industry. Kevin has sold so many domestics, so it just makes sense to have a product that helps support all of these domestic users that want to have a better experience, take it to the next level. You know, quilting, you only do so many things, right, Kevin? And Kathy, you're either free motion quilting, you're moving your machine around, and that was the first step. The first step was really, let's get your machine on the QD Breeze and create a long arm experience.
Yes.
Well, from there, the next step is, okay, we have tons of different ways you can create patterns. You know, there's paper patterns you can purchase. There's, you know, lasers, you can follow patterns, but nothing really took their experience to the next level until now.
Right.
And so that's, when I look at the pattern store, it just keeps bringing back to memories like how awesome this is, that there's a product for the audience out there that was really, I don't even, like 30 to 1, 40 to 1. Like there's so many domestic users out there, right, Kevin, that own a domestic machine, that this product is going to increase and help their experience be way more enjoyable.
Absolutely. I was at a show this last week, and you don't even know how many people came up. They just wanted to see it in person, just wanted to see it in action. And they were so surprised when I'm like, you just touch here, 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 and it sews. And they're like, wow, it's that easy.
It is.
So let's show these guys how we're going to do this.
I would love to.
All right, so let's go back to our screen and back to the home page. All right, so we're going to go into Quilt. Now, the nice thing is, right at the very beginning, it has a quilter's checklist. These are the things you need to do before you get started. And with quilting, we all know that using any sort of electronics is muscle memory. Once you've got it, you've got it. But you've got to build that muscle memory. So this checklist helps you do that. So first thing you want to do is install a new needle on your machine. That's a given, right? You want to start with a nice sharp needle when you're quilting. You want to thread the machine, wind a few extra bobbins. I find that quilting, especially on a frame, you want to have your bobbins ready to go, because when you break it, you're usually in a rush because you're trying to finish a quilt. You don't want to take time to stop and wind your bobbin. Get a bunch all wound up before you go.
Yep, 100%. Switch to quilting mode on your machine. That's an important one, because now what we're doing is taking a domestic machine that is probably not ready to go to the automated system. So there's a few things that you got to make sure your machine needs to be switched to quilting mode, which means you got to make sure your feed dogs can be lowered or covered with the plate.
Right. So a lot of domestic machines, you'll just lower your feed dogs, but several of them you'll put a cover plate on. Our little Rebel, which is our kind of version of a domestic machine, you would put a cover on that one.
Yep, and I know there's some Janome machines. I think there's some. I think there's some Janome machines that you also have to put a cover plate on, and maybe Kevin can correct because he sells a lot of Janomes. But you know, you have to cover a lot of those domestics with the Janome line too, with the plate on that one. Okay, and then there's also
switch to an embroidery, free motion, or quilting foot. Now, as you all know, all quilting feet do not look the same, but they all do the same thing.
Yes.
So your quilting foot may not look like your friend's quilting foot. It all depends on your machine, but they all do the same thing. So put on your quilting foot. Make sure your machine needle is stopped in the up position. Now, this is something that we will remind you several times going through the automation process. You will only one time ever try to move your machine with your needle down. That hole will stop you from ever doing it again.
That's right. Make sure that needle is up. And that's why I like it. It says
Yeah.
test the movement of the machine of the frame. You want to make sure that machine is moving freely
Yeah.
across your fabric. Because all you gotta do is once. Once
Yep.
you make that mistake once, you will not make the mistake again.
Exactly. And just so you know, it happens to everyone. We all have done it at least once or twice in our lives. So we're testing the movement, and then we are closing both of the belt clamps.
Mhm.
Now, this is something that is amazing
Yes.
because showing people how to go from free motion to automation back to free motion in the blink of 2 belt clamps, basically. So I'm going to double check and make sure ours are closed so we
Perfect.
can show automation. Okay,
Perfect.
we are good here.
Now she's doing that. Last one is tack down the edges. So you can tack down the edges if you wanted to. That's a preference, to make it easier for you. So just go ahead and tack down the edges if you want to do that. Again, that's on that checklist. So it really makes it nice. And so that checklist, once you go through, then you're able to check them off one by one as you go and complete all of that. So we'll go ahead and just check all of them at once.
All right.
And start quilting. And before we start quilting, Brenda, she's the first one that said, hey, one day I'll get automation. Then she says, it's cool that these are available for the domestic machines, which is, again, one thing that we've been saying throughout this entire segment is it's so nice to have an automated system for all the domestic users.
Yeah.
That means we don't forget about you guys. We also know that you're part of the quilting journey as well. It's not all about the long arms, which is, another part of the quilting, but we don't want to forget about this audience that has domestic machines. So yes, Brenda, it is cool that there's automated system for the domestic
We
line.
heard you. We've listened to the customers, and we're here for you.
That's right.
All right. So first thing we are going to do, let's just make sure our machine is awake.
And she's doing that. What we did was when we went to, when we checked out the list, we just hit quilt. And so this brings up the next screen for quilt. It's showing you the block pattern and the simple panto that you can choose from. And there's a line. So if you want to do a straight line, you can quilt that straight line across. But so block or power panto are the options that you can choose from as you go down. And a couple of things, Kathy, that I want to point out is there's going to be, as we go through the screen, I want everybody to recognize how simple these steps are going to be and the process. So you can see, number 1, it says pick, number 2, place, and number 3 is going to sew. So there's 3 steps, pick, place, and sew. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to pick a design.
So we are going to actually choose, let's do a block pattern. This will take us to the next page, and it wants us to go into our design library and choose a pattern or pick a pattern.
And as she's doing this, I want everybody again to recognize just what we're doing. You don't need a manual open. One of the things that I love about our edge-to-edge system, and which we've done some videos on, is how simple it is to pick your design and go through the process. This is very similar. It gives you the steps you need to take with the next button. So once you're done doing what it asks you to do, then it has next. And so this literally walks you through the process, which means you don't have to have your manual open, or you don't have to understand electronics or be a computer scientist. This is so simple as you see us do these processes. I want you to, again, recognize how simple it is as we're just pressing these buttons to get through this process. And so Patty says, I had no idea until now that automation was possible until today. Well, Patty and everybody else who's watching, today is your lucky day, because as you see this, you're going to be, what's the term? Not licking at the chops, but you're going to be ready to get this automation.
You'll be ready to give Ken's a call so you can get it.
100%, 100%.
All right, so we picked our pattern. I've picked this nice Aztec block. And the next thing we're going to do is place our pattern. So we want to tell our machine where we would like it to stitch out. So we're going to move to next, and it takes us into the placement screen. And you'll see here A, B, C, D. So basically, we are going to tell our machine where we would like it to sew.
Chomping at the bits. That's right.
Chomping
Thank you.
at the bits.
Yes,
Good
you're going to be
job,
chomping at the bits. That's the saying.
love
Yes. Yes, 100%. You will. And I'm not just saying that as someone, who's a salesperson with Grace, with Ken's and Kathy. But if you are a hobbyist, and you look at things to increase and enjoy your hobby, and this is one of those, is you find a tool that helps your hobby become that much more enjoyable, why not get it?
Absolutely.
Right? Why not get it, especially at affordable price? But yeah, chomping in the bits. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. One thing I liked with this screen, if we go back to the screen, is there's a cursor. So unlike our other automation, you can now see. So you're going to see that line. So that arrow or this little circle right there, that's my cursor where my machine is. And so I can now, wherever I move my machine, that's going to move around, which is really nice. And that's something that is needed as you want to place your pattern, right?
Absolutely. All right, so let's just choose our 4 points of our block. Let's see what throat space we have. So we're going to place this. I'm going to use this little grid line here. This is going to be my A.
Yep.
Now, something I did find, it does like to go in order. So A, B, C, D, it makes it easier so you don't lose your place. So I'm going to move over to B.
And as we do this, one thing that you'll see on the screen is that pattern will jump right into that box as you place that. So you'll see as we're going, and we're going to have those notes. So there's C, and you can see right now she did A, B, and C. So you can see the pattern.
It's moving as I move.
Yep. And it's going to fit exactly in there. So that's pretty good. We have on our fabric block that you can put it in. But what I love about the placement pattern is if your pattern is wonky and you don't have exact block in there, well, that doesn't matter. Let's go back to that screen. I'm just going to just show something real quick. If we had like a little wonky block. And so, because Kathy, you did like a perfect block. Okay.
Because I try to when I do my piecework. I don't always. Sometimes they are wonky though.
Yeah. And if we have a wonky block, then this is what you can do to make it look really good in there. So if I hit A again, it's going to move over. So if I hit B, okay, and we're going to make this just a little wonky. Okay. So there you go. So even a wonky pattern, it'll fit in there. Right now, it is just fitting inside that pattern right there. So it's going to fit within there, which means it's going to be symmetrical around the sides as you fit it in there. But I just wanted to point that out. We'll go back to your perfect block if you want to go ahead and make that. Go ahead and make that perfect block again. But I just wanted everybody to know that if your block isn't perfect, every point from A to D, you can get exactly where you want it to be. So if you have a wonky block, well, your pattern can fit within that wonky block. So I love that feature about the automation. So we'll go ahead and get that back in the perfect block.
There we go.
Okay.
Then we're going to hit next. All right. So there are a lot of different options here. So what you can do, you can stretch your design. So do you remember when Mark just did a wonky block? You can stretch it and it will fit within that wonky block. So if you have a triangle, you could fit it within a triangle. Yes. It allows you to stretch it within that area. You can rotate your block by degrees. So if it was like a dog and the dog was facing one direction, you can flip it around and have the dogs look at each other. Gives you lots of options for switching it around.
Yep, 100%. And we're still on number 2. So number 1, we picked the pattern, and number 2, we're placing it. And so like Kathy said, you have now options to place your pattern. Once you place it, to twist it, rotate, and even flip if you wanted to go opposite directions. So you do have those options available right on the same screen. So it's not like you need to pick your pattern and then go to another screen. All on the same screen, as you can see there, you can do those options.
Yes. And I love that it gives these options. These are like high-end design details on automation for long arms. And it's here, right here for your domestic machine.
That's right.
We didn't leave you out of all the fun stuff. We gave you all of the options, which is really, really
It's
cool.
really cool, yes.
Okay, so now we've placed our pattern. Next thing we're going to do is sew our pattern. So we'll go to next. Now we are preparing to sew. It's going to give you 3 things to do first. Tack down your edges. So if you're someone that likes to baste, remember that was part of your checklist. You don't have to baste. That's a personal preference. Some people do, some people don't. Next, you're going to tap move to start, and you will notice what displays on the screen when I click this. It is giving us another reminder to make sure our needle is up. This is where the hole in your quilt top will come if your needle is down. So make sure your needle is up. If it is, click OK.
Yep. One thing about the move to start I want to point out is right now ours is covering that, but I'm going to move this out of the way just a little bit. So every pattern has a beginning and end. And so with this one, you see on the very corner, there's a darker dot. That's the red dot right down there. That is a stop. That's where it's going to stop. And over there, that's where the green dot is, and that's your start button. And so let's just say you were over here, you bumped it, and it says move to start. And so go ahead and let's move that to start, and we'll do it all by itself. Make sure your needle's up. You see that? So all by itself. So that machine moved all the way down to that start spot and ready to go. I just wanted to show that because, again, these are small features that create a better experience as you're quilting.
Okay. Something here that it doesn't have in the instructions currently, we'll want to make sure to bring our bobbin up, our bobbin string, our tail. So I'm going to do that real quick here. I'm not familiar with this machine, but they're pretty much all the same. All right, I brought my bobbin thread up there. So we are ready to go now.
Yep. And as you hit next, because you moved it, okay.
Okay, we're going to go back. We're going to start our sewing countdown.
And I love this. Let's talk about the sewing countdown.
Okay. So with the countdown, it's going to count down from either 3 or 5, however you have set it within your settings of the screen. And when you get to 1 or 0, you will start your machine. Now what that means is you'll either, if you have a start stop button, you'll press your start stop button. If you don't, you'll stand on your foot pedal. Both ways work fantastically.
Yes.
We tried them both ways at our Houston show. I was really, really pleasantly surprised with the foot pedal. I thought, oh, it's going to be so hard. It was not. It was really, really easy.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so domestics, there are three ways domestics run, right? They're either run by start stop on your machine, right? Or you have to use a foot pedal.
Right.
Or there's accessories that you can purchase if it's compatible with your machine, which is either the SureStitch Elite or the Speed Control. But any one of these options, you need to be ready for the machine, or the machine needs to be ready for you. That countdown allows the machine and you to kind of sync together. And so unlike other automations where it knows it's attached to something, the domestic automation doesn't know that it's attached to the machine. And so when it syncs together, essentially, that's what I'm saying, the 3, 2, 1 countdown, when it does that, you and your machine now sync together. So as soon as it goes down 3, 2, 1, and we'll show you this, you could either do any of those options that we talked about. If you have a start stop, which like this one does, and so you'll see Kathy press the start button. If it didn't, you simply just put your foot pedal, you press on your foot pedal and press it all the way down. On your machine, you want to move the slider. On your machines, there's sliders that go from like turtle to the bunny to the turtle, right? Or vice versa, turtle to the bunny. And you want to put that in the middle.
Right.
So that way you can press down the foot pedal all the way and you will get the exact same stitch from beginning to end while your foot is completely down on your foot pedal, right? You won't get those inconsistent stitches. The automation, we built in a lot of smarts in there to know like how to control the machine, so how fast and how slow it's going. But also you need to do a little manual work yourself by moving the slider down.
Right. And we will talk about an accessory to make that part of it a little bit easier later on. But let's see this thing go. So let's show the countdown. I'm going to touch it, and this machine starts a little slow, and I know that because it's my domestic machine. I know it starts a little slow. So I'm going to start my machine at countdown number 2 instead of 0, just because I know this machine. So 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Oh, it's not stitching.
And
Let's
it's-
see. Oh,
We don't have the,
okay. Let's try this again.
that's what's nice doing live that you go there. So there's a couple of things that this system can do while you go. So you can also just trace around. So to make sure that it's moving, you also trace around the pattern. So if you were to trace something, you can do that as well. So as we do this, that's what it's doing. And so we're going to go back and get that to sew. But so a couple options again, you can trace, or we can hit sew on that one. We might have to go back to perfect. And so one thing I want to point out, so what Kathy did was, again, she mentioned we don't want to skimp out. There's so many great features about this automation for you as a domestic user. One is it will allow you to, if your thread breaks, or if your bobbin breaks, or if your needle breaks, and your stitching continues to go on, you can now take this back to the last stitch or the closest stitch, as you can see on the screen there. So now you can almost repair your pattern if this were to happen.
All right. We're going to try this again. Start repair count or count.
Well, we may need to.
So it's tracing it out, but for some reason it's not connecting to the needle. So we're going to stop it again.
Yeah. And what we can do is we can check. We can probably bring Kevin back in. Kevin, if you want to say a few words about this system, we're going to just make sure that we have everything ready to go so that we can get this up and going.
Yeah, these things like this are normal things that can happen when you're doing quilting. So I wouldn't be concerned about that. We've tried the Bernette out on this system before. That's the thing you want to do. Like if this happens to you and you're at home, is just pick up the phone and call one of us at the store. I've got several quilting specialists that can help you with any question that you have. But the thing I like about the Grace Company and what they've done over the past several years is they're focusing on quilting, not just long arm quilting. Several of the last few products they've come out with has been for domestic machines, like the mini quilter that came out a year ago. But this particular software has been in development well over a year. And like I said, we've tested it on several machines that works quite well with every domestic machine that's out there. And that's another thing. If you're at home and you have a certain model machine and you want to know if it's compatible with the Quilt Motion, odds are it is, but we want you to reach out to us because, like I say, we tested at least 50 machines. I'm an authorized dealer for every major brand that is on the market. And we went through all kinds of patterns on these machines, anywhere from smaller domestic machines like the 6-inch HD 5050. And we have a video on our website on the link that we provided. If you want to go there and take a look at the QMX on our website, we've got that video there that will show you several machines we tried out. And we're not brand loyal. We picked just random machines that we thought that you may have. Now, one thing Mark mentioned was how you can power the machine. We always recommend with customers, take baby steps into your quilting. You already have a machine. If you know we can verify this compatible, get the QMX software, get it installed, and start using it. You can simply use your foot control if you don't have a start-stop button on your machine. If you do, you want to use the start-stop buttons. You don't have to sit there with it and power it. But Mark also mentioned the SureStitch Elite. Many of my customers has already purchased the SureStitch Elite. Now, what that is, that's for your free motion quilting, where you're moving the machine down the length of the frame. It'll automatically speed up and slow down while you're moving it. Grace thought this out, and this is compatible with the SureStitch Elite. So you can use it to power the automation. You hit a button on the SureStitch Elite to power it. They asked whether the Janome M8 worked. Yes, we have tested the Janome M8 on this system. It works extremely well. And the bigger the throat machine that you have, like an M8, we tested a lot of machines like all the Juki TL series. They're 8 3/4 inch machines. All of your longer, your bigger throated machines are going to work better for you. The reason being, you can do a bigger block at one time. You're going to be able to do your quilting a lot faster, the bigger the throat that you have. So we've had a lot of customers that, maybe already had a smaller domestic machine. We will work out a package with you. What I like to do is interface with my customers. So give us a call and let us know what all types of quilting or sewing you like to do. If you're thinking about purchasing a machine to use on the frame with the automation, we can help you get the best of both worlds. We can definitely get you a machine that's going to be compatible with the software, and then also get a machine for you so when you're not using on your quilting frame, if you're doing piecing, or maybe you're just doing regular garment sewing. Because I'm a dealer for every major brand that's on the market, I'm going to be able to help you find the right machine within your budget that's going to work. Now, a lot of customers does not have a frame. The Cutie Breeze frame has been the most popular frame I have ever seen. We have literally sold thousands of them. And I do mean that when I say thousands of them. It's mostly metal. They're going to hold up for you. You don't have to have a special table. You can set up on a kitchen table. Matter of fact, the last quilting show, I don't think I told Mark this, but the last quilting show that I worked, we forgot our table, our display table for the Cutie Breeze. So we had to go to Sam's and we bought a $40 fold out table. It actually worked perfect for the Cutie Breeze frame. So as I was saying earlier, I recommend customers take baby steps into this. Get the software, get it set up on your machine. If you need to give us a call, we do FaceTiming with you. We can shoot a special video if we need to help you with that. We have shot a very specialized demonstration on how to assemble and how to get it connected to your machine. But we also can do that for anything that's out there. So no matter what machine you have, if you need help with your particular machine, we don't mind whatsoever grabbing one of those machines, setting it up on the frame, and showing you how you can use your particular machine with it. Because odds are I'm probably going to have it, or if I don't have your specific model, a lot of the manufacturers will make a model very, very close to it. We can help you get orientated to it. Now, if you've noticed during the presentation on the screen how Mark and Catherine showed you, there's a checklist there, and Grace has thought out all of these things for you. Make sure, just go right down that checklist till you get used to the software, and then you'll be ready to sew. That way, hey, we've done any mistake you can think of. We've probably already done it already. I know there's been many a time I've left my needle in the fabric and moved the frame, and I moved the machine down the frame. I've broken needles. I've ripped quilts, things like that. We're supposed to be the experts. You're going to have these things happen, just like what they're working on now. These things are just common with sewing. That's how you learn and you continue on. Now, I want to talk to you just a little bit about our premium support package that you get with any purchase that you make at Ken Sewing Center. So if you do not have a sewing machine or a quilting machine and you want to get into this, maybe you don't know what machine you need yet, but you know what type of sewing that you would like to do. All you have to do is pick up the phone, give us a call, give us a rough idea of the budget that you want to work within, and we're going to be glad to help make a package for you. We've got great pricing going right now. Now's the time with Black Friday coming up. Our Black Friday pricing is already in effect. If you've been looking at the website, check it out. I do recommend you sign up to be on our newsletter list, because we do emails about once every week or two. We send out emails, but right now is the best time of the year to be purchasing. All the manufacturers are offering rebates on the machines. We have everything marked down. We have great specials going, add-on specials to the QMX software. So if you need to add and you don't have a Cutie Breeze frame, we actually will have a way. The link that we shared earlier, if you go there and select the Cutie Breeze frame as an add-on, you're going to get a discount off of that Cutie Breeze frame. And then if you decide, well, I think I do want the Sure Stitch Elite, because the Sure Stitch Elite is going to be a lot more than just a start-stop button. When you're not doing automation, there's times that you're not going to want to do automation. You're going to want to do meandering quilting, but you want to make sure your stitches are the same length apart. You go to the Sure Stitch Elite. But Grace thought it out and adding and making this so it is compatible with the Sure Stitch Elite. So you can go back and forth. I've had several customers that already own the SureStitch Elite because they had other frames that they were using this with and decided they wanted a dedicated frame and automation system for the QD Breeze frame. So you can always add that at a later date because we stock these things all the time. We're always working with Grace to get the best prices all during the year. We're very proud to be one of the largest Grace dealers in the country. We provide a lot of service after the sale. That's very important to me because, like I say, the name on the building means a lot to me. My dad's the one founding our business back in 1971, and I was very fortunate enough to work with him for about 15 years until I took the business over. And I started our website back in 2000. So this is my 25th year of being here at Ken Sewing. And we've seen and worked with Grace from day one. We've been a dealer of theirs for several years now, seeing how in the very beginning, how quality has improved. And now they are a leader in innovation of several quilting products, not just for the long arm machines, but they're focusing so much more energy now on the domestic side. And we're seeing customers that have purchased the domestic machines go into software, and eventually you may wind up wanting to get a long arm machine. The QMX software will work all the way up to a machine like the QD Breeze, or like the Little Rebel. Little Rebel is a 13.5-inch throat space machine. So we had someone ask earlier about the M8. The M8, Janome M8 is a 13.5-inch machine. All the major manufacturers are looking at each other when they manufacture machines and are making machines that are larger throated machines. So you're going to be able to do a bigger block at a time. You're going to be able to quilt a lot quicker because of the bigger machine that you have. But like I said earlier, take those baby steps into it. Use the machine you already have on the QD Breeze with the QMX software, and you're going to see just how, when it's never too late to automate, and that's true, you're going to see just how easy this is. Now, as they continue to set up there, I see a few questions popping in. If you have a certain machine and you want to know, will this work? Feel free in the comments there to make a comment. We'd like to hear from you this morning. I see there's one has a Janome machine. On our website, we do also have a video where we set up a Juki TL machine. Now, the Juki series of TL machines have been very popular because they are semi-commercial, straight stitch only machines, and they're mimicking the machines that Grace produces, like, you know, all the Qnique series, but they're smaller type machines. And every brand will have that. Burnett has one. Janome has several. Brother has several as well. And Elna has several. You may have an older model and you want to know, will this work with the QMX software? Reach out to one of my sales staff. They're sitting there. They can help you. We have a list because we're constantly putting machines on this software to see if they'll work, because we had a lot of customers purchase. We're several hundred units already into this particular automation. We've had customers all over the country call us and purchase. We know several are thinking about making that purchase today. If you go in on our website, I do have some specials going where if you purchase the software and you want to add the QD Breeze frame, you're going to get a discount. Then if you add the SureStitch Elite, you're going to get a discount as well off of that. Now, you're going to get our premium support package with your purchase. You got us for the life that you own your product. We're going to be here to help you all along the way. So don't be sitting there frustrated if you have an issue. I want to hear from you. My staff is there 6 days a week. We're here to help you anytime. So I think they may be just about ready to start again, as I see there. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hi.
So let's tell them. So we weren't connect. So it connects. So down here is a little pod that it connects kind of via Bluetooth.
Right.
And it was trying to connect to another machine down the hall. And so we didn't check that. So
Yes.
part of the checklist should say, hey,
Make
are you
sure
connected
you're
to the right
to
tablet?
your machine. When you have multiples in the same building, you connect all over.
Yeah,
the
we got
building.
like 4 right around the halls here. So it's trying to connect to a machine. But
This is
thank
all
you so
normal.
much.
This is
Yes.
Yeah, it
normal
is.
quilting, sewing. You know, as I was telling you, y'all was doing what you were doing. If there's a mistake to be made, we've probably already done it. And I've told
Yep.
several customers on the phone this. I have literally sewn pant legs together before. You
Mhm.
embroiders out there, you know where I'm coming from. I've ruined hats, I've ruined garments. You learn not to do those things again. But the thing about purchasing from my company and purchasing a Grace product, and I've had this happen several times before. If we don't know the answer, we pick up the phone and we call the guys at Grace. They know what's going on. They know quilting. They are a quilting company, not just long arm machines, but they're focusing on the domestic side. So they know quilting and they want to help you. So you have both of us to call if you was to have questions or problems. We've seen it before. We can talk you through those things. These are common things that happens any given day in your sewing room. I'm sure you probably can think of things worse that's happened. You know, we've had machines catch on fire in our repair room before, so it can happen. But we're going to be here to
Yes.
help you. So I think they're ready to do a demonstration now on this.
Yes. Thank you all for your patience.
Yes.
And yeah, you're right, Patty. Or yeah, I think Patty, problems on live help us learn. Live is where, I mean, it seems like, okay, you can test and everything goes right. But as soon as you hit that like live button, everything
All the
goes
things
wrong.
will happen. Yes.
Just like we did with the automation, we hit countdown and the machine is like, it's going live. And so once you go live, that's when you know that something may or may not come up. But thank you all very much for your patience. And Kevin, thank you for all what you were saying.
Yeah.
What you were talking about was very, very true. But now, yeah, we're ready to go.
All right.
We have the same pattern and we're ready to hit next. So we'll just pick up where we left off.
All right, so we're going to move to the start. This is where we all went wrong, but we're back, hopefully. We're going to press OK because our needle is up. Our machine just moved to the starting point, which you all can see is right there under my hand.
Yep.
All right, next. All right, so we're going to start this sewing countdown again. Try it again. 3, 2.
Hold it in. Hold it. There you go.
There we go. All right. And you can see it is stitching out that pattern that we chose right along the points of my block that I chose.
That's such a beautiful sight. Like if the camera can go back to Kathy and myself, you can see that we're just like standing right by it as it's going by itself.
Yeah.
Okay, we can go back. I just wanted to show that. So let's go back. And let's get ready to hit stop.
Okay, when it gets down to the end, you're going to hit stop. And I don't know if you guys were able to hear it there. There is a very quiet beep that warns you that you're getting near the end, because you do need to stop that needle from going up and down. So you don't want to walk away too long, and if you come back and your needle's been going in the same spot, you won't be happy there.
That's right. You won't be happy.
Yeah.
But if you go back to the screen, right when it says right over here in the corner, on the bottom corner, it will say finish. And so when it says show repairs, and so it will say finish as it comes up, and you know to stop. Like Kathy mentioned, if you don't, because it's connected via to the pot on the side, and you hit that's why it gives you the countdown again, because it wants you and the system to be synced together.
Yes.
So the countdown is for you and for your machine to come together, so you guys can simultaneously work together in your efforts. And so once that finish comes up, if you are stepped away, okay, and your pattern continues to go, it will go, even though it's finished, it will stay in the same spot. Okay,
Right.
So it's very, very important that if you do step away, you gotta, first of all, don't step away too long.
Because the pattern stitches out nice and quick.
That's right, nice and quick. But it will go in the same spot, and then you can create maybe a bird's nest or something underneath that we don't want to create. We want to, again, have a good experience. And so that was the one pattern that we did, and that was just a block pattern.
Right.
So I want to quickly, let's do a pantograph. Let's do an edge to edge and do the same thing.
All right, so we are going to go back to pick. So you can see I bypassed, went all the way back to picking a new pattern.
Yep, and I'm going to
And
go ahead
we are going
cut,
to
let me cut the fabric. Let me cut the thread here. Okay.
We are going to pick our type and we're going to change it to a simple panto. So we've changed the type of design that we'd like to do. We're going to go into, let's make sure I did panto. Yes. Okay, our design library. And we want to choose an edge-to-edge design, I think.
Yep.
All right. All right, Mark, choose which one you want to do.
We'll just do something simple here.
Okay.
We'll do the loops.
The hardest part is always choosing the pattern.
Yeah, right.
I
And we're
mean,
gonna
I can
confirm.
stand there in front of patterns for 20 minutes, look at all of them, and go back to the same one I should have
That's
started
right.
with in the beginning. But
That's right. So a couple of things about this I want to bring up over here. So if we go to the 3 lines, okay, so first of all, when we chose a pattern, okay, now we can set, look at that, we can change the height. And so you will need to know what area that you're working in. So if you're working in 3 inches or 2.5, then you want to be able to size that to be where you want it to be. So right now we have the design height at 2.5, and you can change that by hitting the plus button so you can see the pattern getting bigger, or you can go smaller and the pattern's getting smaller. But one thing I wanted to point out was right up here, we have a ruler. Okay, so now you can measure exactly how far down from the border or from your top that your 3-inch or whatever pattern height that you chose to get exactly. So you can now measure your ruler and come down and get exact measurements. And that is going to be important as you place the pattern and you have the second row, third row,
Right.
third, fourth, fifth, sixth, how many rows you have. Now you want to be able to have that ruler so you can place exactly where you want it to go. So I just want to point that out, that there's a lot of features and resources in here to make sure you get pattern correct. So now that we have our pattern chose, and I'm going to keep it at 2.25, we're going to hit next. And like Kathy, like you have those 4 points.
right.
So now we'll have a start and end point.
Right. And you'll notice in this particular pattern, it looks like your start point and your end point start at the bottom of your pattern. So you'll want to place it so the pattern is sewing upwards. If you notice, here's the start, here's the stop, and the pattern is going this way.
So when you measure, you want to be able to measure the top of that pattern right up there so you can get exactly 2.25 inches. So you're not running and overlapping your pattern.
Exactly.
Okay, one thing I want you to know, so I'm going to put my cursor here. So you see how much pattern, that's where my needle is. Okay, but the pattern is all the way from here to there. So if I hit, that's where I want it to be, and I hit start, you'll see that the pattern will move over to my starting position there.
That's
right?
amazing.
And then we go over it all the way to the end, and we'll just go just a little bit. So,
Hit end.
okay, there we go.
So there's our start and our end of our pattern. Next.
And now it's pretty much going to be the same as when you place the block pattern, right? As long as you picked it, just like those 2 steps, right? Pick, place, and you see down there in the corner, the third is highlighted. Now we're ready to sew.
Right. All right. And you move your machine close to where your start point would be. Click move to start. It will move it the rest of the way. Make sure your needle is up, of course.
That was pretty good guessing right
That
there, Kathy.
was.
You
I
moved
know.
it
I'm
almost
getting
right.
good at my guesstimates
Right
there.
there, yep. And then the same thing again. So we'll go ahead and hit the countdown if you want to go ahead and hit press count. And now it's going to stitch out that pantograph. Nice, simple, and easy. Your domestic machine will have these beautiful stitches, beautiful custom. You can now custom quilt your quilts with the domestic machine.
Absolutely. By putting different patterns in different places, but you don't have to do all the work. You're just picking it, placing it, and sewing it.
That's right. And there you go. You see, and they're showing you the progression of the pattern. So you can see as it's going along exactly where it's at on your screen as well. And you have your pause button. So if you do need to pause it, because it's not, again, connected to anything, if you hit pause, you got to make sure you stop the machine.
Right.
If you stop the machine without hitting pause, you got to make sure you do them both together, or else one will go while the other one doesn't. So for example, if we hit pause on the system, that just pauses the system, but your machine will continue to go.
Correct.
Right? And we don't want that. So you got to make sure when you hit pause, you hit stop on the machine. So if you have your foot on the foot pedal and you hit pause, you just let go of the foot pedal.
Right.
If you have the Sure Stitch or the Speed Control, you hit stop on those. And on this case, if you have a start stop on the side of the machine, you just hit that stop button over there.
Exactly. All right, we are almost done. You're going to hear that small beep telling you that you're close to being done.
And you'll see on the screen, it will say finish. It will come up and let you know finish. Okay.
There we go.
There you go.
As easy as that.
It is all done. And as we look at a couple things, I'm going to go ahead and cut that off here. Okay. So, Kevin, I know you've done your video, and everybody who's watching, I want to hear some thoughts. How fun that was to have the automated system to go and just create a custom quilt with your own domestic machine, just by a few simple steps. Disregarding what happened, that's what live. So 3 simple steps: place, you pick it, you place it, and you sew it. But just how fascinating that was to have a domestic machine move around like a long arm experience. Yeah,
this is going to open a whole nother world in your quilting room, because we can't do this freehand. When we were kids, we learned how to do the hula hoop, and we get everything, get our coordination down doing free motion. You cannot achieve this level of precision. This is the same quality as you get on the big, QCT system for, the long arm machine. So now we're able to do this on our domestic machine. It doesn't matter which brand that you have, you're going to be able to use it. I noticed in the video they're using the standard free motion foot. You don't have to have, a special free motion foot if you don't have one for your machine. We do have them. We can help you get everything you're going to need to be able to do this. And literally, your setup is less than an hour to get everything together, and you're going to be quilting just, like a long armor on your domestic machine. So yeah, this is just a game changer in your sewing room, because now we're going to be able to do all the patterns, do a professional looking quilt, on your household machine.
Well, and I love Patty just mentioned, it's a very compact space that you need. For the Cutie Breeze, you can put it on your sewing table, your dining table, wherever you have space. You can put your machine on it, have automation. This is something that in the past you needed 10 or 12 or 14 feet to do. You can do it in this small footprint now.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I just want to not re-say what you just said, but I'm going to re-say what you just said, because I want everybody to understand that.
Yeah.
When you think about automated system, and most automated systems, in fact, all of them, you need to have a larger footprint area.
Right.
Okay. And the budget. So now what Kathy says is, and like Patty said, pretty much anywhere in your own home, you don't need to have a spot dedicated to this system. You can set it up on your dining table.
Right.
You can set it up on your countertop. You can set it up on a folding table that a lot of quilters have. No matter what flat surface you want to put this on, you can now put the Cutie Breeze, your domestic machine, and the automated system anywhere in your home to do automated systems. That is super exciting.
It really is. It really is. And what is going to really excite you all is the cost. This is something that's going to change the game. All hobby quilters can become pros with the automation.
Yes. We got a great deal going.
Become pros.
On it right now. I'll share the link to our website that you can go there. You can give us a call, speak to one of my quilting specialists. One question that's come up quite often is how much space it's going to take up. Just like you just said, we've had questions about how do I get designs. You covered that. This item, you can update it. That's the nice thing about the tablet. It comes with it. A lot of other systems, you have to buy the tablet. Everything's there for you. You probably already have the free motion foot you need to do this on. You can set this up on a kitchen table. As I was telling them, when we did the Paducah show, we forgot our table that we're going to set our Cutie Breeze on. We went to Sam's and bought a $40 fold-out table. Actually, it works very well with the Cutie Breeze. So, setup is in space is not not going to be an obstacle for you. You can find a place to put it and use this and just have a ball with it. It's just so easy to use. You're going to have a great time.
Yep, 100%.
Absolutely.
A great time, fun time, whatever time you want to have. The enjoyable time of quilting is there. Quilting is fun.
It is.
It's a fun hobby.
Yeah.
You want to be able to have the fun tools. The Cutie Breeze allows you to do large quilts. The automation allows you to do customized quilts. And so now you put those together, you can do king size custom quilts on your 6-inch machine, 9-inch machine. What would you, up to really 13 inches of throw space. Domestics is where this is supposed to fall in love with. And so your domestic line, you have sizes, Kevin, from the small throat to the large throat.
Right. Yeah, they range anywhere from 6 inches. We've tested 6-inch machines, several brands. They all work very well. All the computerized models, even some of the mechanical, like the what we call semi-commercial machines. They're 8 3/4 inch to 9-inch machines, all the way up to there's a lot of manufacturers like Brother Baby Lot, Bernina, that has Janome. They have 13 1/2 inch machines all the way up to the little Rebel. All of them work extremely well. So like I was saying earlier, take baby steps into this. Get the software, get it set up, use your machine on it. Then as time goes on, you're going to have questions pop up. You're going to, every quilter has different things they like to do. That you're going to have ideas. You're going to have people ask you, can you do this for me? Well, you may not know if you can. That's when you call us, because we can help you for the brand machine and the model machine you have, if you can do it or not. If not, we carry all the brands. We can help you find a machine. But that's how you learn, and that's how we don't want you to waste your money, and we don't want to sell you something that you don't need. So we always recommend use your machine you have now on it, have a ball with it, and then as time goes on, you probably want to get a bigger machine. That's when you pick up the phone again and call us. But there's going to be our premium support package is going to be included with it. That's going to take any worry out for you. How do I get this set up? How do I start using it? Literally, once you get it set up, within 10, 15 minutes, you're going to be stitching on a quilt with no problem whatsoever.
That's right.
Yeah.
So before we get to your package, just recap, Kathy, exactly from just beginning to end. And there's not a lot of recap because this is very simple, but let's recap exactly what the automation and how easy it is to use.
So number one, setup.
Yes.
Super duper easy. If you're a person that likes to watch a video while you're doing your setup because you learn by that, Kevin has a great one on his website that Ken's has put together. Setup, super duper easy. Takes about an hour at the most. Picking your pattern, that's going to take you the longest. Trying to choose which pattern you want to use on this quilt that you have. So picking your pattern, placing your pattern where you want it to stitch, and sewing your pattern.
That's right.
Pick, place, sew. It's as easy as that.
That's right. And remember, there's tools on those 3 lines where they call it a hamburger, those 3 lines. You have your ruler base on there, or not your ruler base, your ruler measurements.
Right.
And there's also a digital channel lock. And so if you do want to stitch across and make a straight line, or stitch around the ditch, or whatever you want to do, is a digital channel lock. That's right. You don't have to worry about going back and unclamping. You can just hit that digital channel lock and it will lock itself. So you don't have to worry about going behind your system here. So that's all in those hamburger lines. Very easy to use. Pick, place, sew. Again, large quilts, small quilts. The bottom line is you can customize your quilts simple and easy by using the same machine you already own. Just look at your lineup. You probably have a lineup of machines and you can say eeny, meeny, miny, mo. It doesn't matter. Pick whatever machine you want, automate your system. And or if you're thinking, you know what? I already have 5 machines. What's one more? Christmas is coming. Give Kevin and his team a call because they have a great package you can get with the domestic line and get a little larger throat. But again, custom your quilts with the QMX FD with all the lines of domestics. Just incredible, easy, and fun.
Right. And one thing we didn't talk about, and I think it's like one of those things like the engineers really thought of it. People want to go from free motion to automation to free motion to automation. with this new system, it's
I
the
love it.
flip of a switch.
Yep.
That's right.
You flip a switch on the back of the belts,
Yep.
2 switches actually, 1 for each belt, and you're ready to go free motion
Mm-hmm.
again. So you can go from block to block. You can do 1 free motion, another one with pattern, or with automation, another one with free motion, and it's as easy as going back and forth,
Yes.
which
I'm
is
glad you
really
brought that
nice.
up. That's
Yeah, it's a nice feature
really
that
nice.
I thought was an upgrade in this automation
Yeah, it's a win.
program.
Very, very nice. All right, Kevin, what do you got?
Well, okay, guys. Now's the time of the year to be making your purchases. Black Friday's coming up. We've already got Black Friday pricing in place. You won't get a better deal anywhere. I've got a link that we shared earlier. Or pick up the phone and give my sales staff a call. Now, when you go to the website and you see all the product videos we have on this, we've shot several on it. They've already mentioned. I've got some drop down boxes there that you can get discounts on other items. So let's say that you don't have anything and you won't get the software and you do need the QD Breeze frame. I've got a discount that you're going to get automatically. That's not all. I'm going to pay the shipping. Where you're located at anywhere in the continental US, I'm going to ship it to you with no shipping whatsoever. And then if you decide, well, I think I also want the SureStitch Elite, I've got a huge discount on the SureStitch Elite that you can add to this and get the total package. Then if you don't have a machine at all, and I've had several customers that wants a dedicated machine, they may have that 6 machines. The record is 43 that I have. One customer has 43 machines.
43.
I always say you can't have too many sewing machines, but literally if you want a dedicated machine, because the bigger the throat machine, the better it's going to be for you. So if you want to get the total package, call my sales staff. I've got rebates with every major manufacturer. Right now to Christmas time is the best time of the year to be making purchases. And I'm an authorized dealer for every major domestic brand that's out there, as well as we've got some good deals on the Little Rebel as well for this. So you're going to also get my premium support package. It's very important to me that my customers know you're not going to be sitting there frustrated and not being able to use your product. I want you to reach out to us. I've sent several of my guys to Grace there to learn everything there is to know. I work shows with them all during the year and I learn things. I don't think I know everything. I'm always watching. I feel like I can learn things from other people, and we always are picking up that knowledge. We want to pass that on to you, but my guys have already installed several of these. We can help you with all of that. You're going to have us for the life that you own it. And I've watched them from time to time. I'll be walking out on my sales floor. I probably have 200 sewing machines out there. I'll be seeing one of them out there FaceTiming with a customer. They want you to know as well, it's very important that you're comfortable with what you get here and you have a good time with it. That's what this is for. So check it out on our website. Give us a call today. We still have inventory available on the automation, and we'll be glad to help you anytime.
Thank you so much, Kevin. We are so excited about this product. And like you said, it can work on any machine. You've got them all. If anyone's in the market for a new machine, Ken's has it.
That's right.
And he,
Absolutely.
like you said, and he's got the best deals out there. Just check his website out.
Yep.
Folks,
Absolutely.
I appreciate everybody watching our presentation today. I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving and have a Merry Christmas, and we hope to hear from you soon.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Everyone have a great rest of your week.
Thank you.
Thank you.